24 months, every new technology that a law enforcement agency adopts is going to be a cloud-based one.
Cloud services worldwide have grown to $109 billion at the end of this year, up 20% from last year.
We can't do the things we need to do at Mesa PD without leveraging cloud capabilities. We don't have the money. It's a pay-as-you-go system.
You know those big computer rooms you used to have to build to hold all those servers, because everybody had to have a server for their own app? Those are gone. The electricity we're saving alone was worth the investment of pushing some of those services in the cloud.
One of the biggest mistakes we have ever done is to take our cops and try to somehow turn them into IT people.
We don't build stuff. We provide a service. Therefore, we should think of this as a service-based opportunity and not an infrastructure that we need to build.
We've seen the explosion of data that's coming, and that's what attracted me to this cloud business model.
So when we're talking about this new world and all the different applications that are coming out, we realize at San Jose that there's absolutely no way we're going to be able to leverage that technology or take advantage of that technology if we don't use the cloud.
The cloud is just simply about not trying to build and run everything locally on site, but actually being able to test fully functional capabilities and procure those capabilities. So instead of spending years building something that may never actually get functional, with a cloud business model, you can actually have bake-offs between vendors on live systems, the same ones you would deploy on. And in many cases, cloud providers are actually providing free use of that service for an extended period of time before you ever have to even make a purchase decision and pay.
How many of you build your own cars, your own guns, your own uniforms? We do none of that. And the reason we don't do any of that is because there are experts that can do it and provide that product for us. So why are we so hamstrung in moving this issue forward? We have 8-year-old children in our school systems that are far more at ease working within the systems than our organizations are. Without a doubt, we are already behind in this wave. Let's not fall further behind and convince our administrators and our decision makers we don't build stuff. We provide a service. Therefore, we should think of this as a service-based opportunity and not an infrastructure that we need to build.
The idea, the concept we came up with was to apply for a grant from the Department of Justice to standardize the use of reporting system throughout the county so that everyone would fall under the same reporting system. We would be one of the first agencies in the country to get mobile data computers. We would be entering our information real time into a system and theoretically being able to extract that information at real time and have a better, make it easier for us to make better decisions on deployment of our officers, of all of our resources, as well as saving time. That time could then be applied to other aspects of policing, more productive, if you will, aspects of policing. This started in 1997. I was promoted to chief in 1999. In 2008, 11 years later, still did not have the product we were looking for. We had spent in excess of $15 million trying to build this system. We had gone through about 7 different vendors, and at the end of each one of those contractual agreements with a vendor, the vendor had thrown their hands up and said, this is an impossible task, yet we had spent millions of dollars with those vendors. So in 2008, after 11 years, we had a good relationship with the University of Cincinnati. I contacted the dean of one of the colleges and says, is there any chance you can just send some IT people, some of your really good students up there, perhaps even a professor or two in, just take a look at this system and tell me what you think of it. 3 days later, came back to the office and said, okay, we've got an answer for you. I said, what is it? He said, you're about 18 months to 2 years out from having a complete system. I've been that way for a decade now. He said, but here's the harsh reality of it. Yeah. If I walked in here and told you today that your system is finished, it's up and ready to go, your system today would be more than 10 years obsolete and was being given away by agencies more than a decade ago.
Our department made a decision that we were going to customize a report writing software program. That program, that effort to automate report writing at San Jose went on for years. I had become a captain back in '98. I got back from the National Academy and was tasked with the responsibility of taking over that project to try and see if we couldn't get it back on track. And I will never forget the day I went into the first meeting with our outside vendors, the representatives, and a few other people from around the department who had been pushing this program. And as I sat in that room, I'm a pretty optimistic guy. I see the world as pretty positive. I'm a glass 3/4 full kind of guy. When I walked into that room, you could cut the tension with a knife. I'd never met any of these people, these outside vendors, but the looks I got, like, here we go with another commander coming in here trying to run this project that's years behind. And it took a lot of effort, but we got that thing back on track. But I learned one thing from that process. Never, ever, ever customize my software again. And we never did, as I was chief of the PD. We always said, where is there an answer that we could go and get something from off the shelf that'll allow us to do the things we need to do?
When you've got to manage 134 systems, you can't become an expert in any one of them. And that's where you get that deer in the headlights look, where people are overstaffed, the systems get too complicated, and then that introduces not only cost risks, but huge security risks. The more complex something gets, the harder it is to keep it live and to keep it secure.